everyone, welcome back to Faewood Mead, or welcome to Faewood Mead. If this is your first time here, hello, thanks for joining us. This has been the most requested mead ever. Chocolate orange mead. This was one that I had made as just sort of like, I don't know, a test, just a test run. I made it for myself, right? I didn't put it on the channel. Back for the first mead stampede, I made a tasting video with Christina, and we sat there and we tried a bunch of meads that I thought could be candidates to turn into the competition, and one of those was the chocolate orange. And ever since then, people have been asking me about it. They want to know about the chocolate orange, because it did actually turn out quite well. Now, this recipe is going to be different from what I did then for a couple of reasons. One, some of the honey that I had used was called melter honey, or like baker's honey. It goes through a very high heat process and it comes out very kind of malty. I'm not really sure how I feel about that honey necessarily. It adds a lot of heaviness and kind of a dark depth to the mead, as you will. Also, cacao nibs. You're supposed to toast them before you use them, and I have just been dumping them in raw. So today we're just making the base. I am using dried sweet orange peel, and I also want to put in 2 pounds of honey. I have orange blossom. I have this. Oh my God. It's like a rock. I'm gonna put the honey in a bucket and then put hot water in there and melt it. 2 pounds, 1 ounce. Perfect. My honey's melting. I am using a different kind of yeast today, and it's the Mangrove Jack's mead yeast. I do have Firmade, or Go Firm rather. It's getting nice and mixed. In between, it's a good idea to shake, just to aerate. Gonna dump about half of this package in with the Go Firm. Temperature between 74 and 76. Great. This is already looking pretty good in here. Got a little bit of sugar water in there. Orange peel. I'm gonna put like 2 teaspoons in. I won't put a lot in because I want it to be orangey. All right, a little bit more water. Do you want to leave a little bit of space in case it bubbles over during fermentation? Now, I do have Firmade O. You know, the directions is like you feed within the first 12 to 24 hours, and then you feed again at like a 3rd sugar break. So it's like a couple days later, right? Because this is sort of a traditional right now, there's not a whole lot of other nutrient action happening. I might feed a little bit more, because I do like to swirl and aerate a couple times a day. I'll take off the bung, because if you don't, then your bubbler will like overflow and go insane. There's so much CO2 being released. So I just remove it entirely, shake it, and I love hearing the fizzle, like the whoosh. As soon as that starts to die down, then I'll put it back on. 1.080, great. Perfect, love it. I mean, it's like right at the line. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We're just gonna go into the next section of this video. Oh, and I use sanitized water. I just have like a sanitized bowl over here you can't really see. I got my water over here. I put it in my airlock to prevent mold, to kill bugs. So I will see you then. See you in a couple months. Why am I saying bye? Transition time. Pew. Here we are. I've got my toasted cacao nibs cooled and ready to go. I'm gonna be racking from this into this. I do need to take a gravity. I don't know why I never did that. Also, when I initially racked, I should have racked into one of these. If I was using my brain, I would have, because I don't really wanna like rack and rack and rack. I mean, there's no reason to do it right now. So while that's racking, I'm gonna take one of my little nut bags and put the cacao nibs in it. As I'm sure I've already mentioned, or if I haven't, I did learn, that you should toast your cacao nibs before you add them to mead. It increases the chocolate flavor. I toasted these at 350 150 degrees for about 10 minutes. I just looked online how long to cook cacao nibs for, and it basically said until it smells like brownies. Okay. I'm just gonna put this up here so you can see it better. Oh, and I only used like a 1/4 cup of nibs. So I figure I'll start here and let this soak for about a week. Taste it, see if it maybe needs more cacao, if it needs to sit longer. Okay. I forgot to take my gravity. Oh my God. Okay, hang on. I just want to make sure that this is at 1. I think I stabilized it and I like forgot to even check where it was. Probably because it had been sitting for so long. I was like, it must be ready. It's actually a little bit under 1. All right, I'm gonna add orange juice. Now I did buy an orange, but that was like a while ago, and I'm just gonna end up using orange juice. It's just premium orange juice. There are no added sugars, so it's just orangey greatness. I'm just gonna add some. I am not one to like really measure a whole lot, which could be a bad thing. I don't know. I am gonna guess though that I'm gonna need an acid and tannin balance. That's what I should say. I do just want to add to taste. So let me grab a glass. More. Okay, I think I like it there. I just wanted to make sure I had a good orange flavor. Oh, I guess I should back sweeten now too. Again, I do things to taste. I've just got, this is a 1/2 cup. Just scoop it and bloop it, I guess. There we go. Should be almost a 1/2 cup. Oh, I do need to add, I am gonna add tannin, and I think I'm gonna add a little bit of an acid blend as well. Courtesy of Miss Mel. She sent me an amazing package. A little like Mead care package of all the things that I'm missing. Like acid and tannin. All right, so I'm gonna use a little 1/8 of a tisp, because I know it doesn't take very much of this stuff to get an effect. So an 1/8 of malic and an 1/8 of tannin. Let us see, let us see. Tannin definitely help with mouthfeel. I think it needs more honey though. Let me see what my gravity is. Granted, it's pretty chunky. Oh yeah, I definitely have not added enough honey to this. It's like just barely over 1.010. I want more. Got a big ol' cup full of flippin' honey here. I don't think I could add any more honey. This is gonna like overflow. That should be more than enough though. I might add mocha oak chips because that also adds a chocolatey flavor, and it will also add some nice depth tannininess. I mean, obviously I put the tannin blend in there, not very much. It's like just enough to get a little bit of that mouthfeel, but we shall see. I have already removed the nibs, clearly. There's no bag floating around in here right now. I meant to remove them at 10 days. I removed them at 9. I don't know, we'll see how it is. I did taste it when I removed them. The orange juice is a little odd right now. I did want to take a gravity. It is at 1.024. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, the last time I used orange juice as well. Whoa. That tastes way better. I don't know if I have enough cacao flavor in there though. I probably should have left them longer. It is significantly smoother though. Because then I was thinking about adding mocha oak chips to this, which I might do. All of those things take time. so I probably won't film them again. I mean, you've already seen the nib toasting. I might just do that again and put it back in. This is what's happening. I'm not racking this, I'm leaving it. And I'm gonna toast some more nibs, the exact same amount, 1/4 cup. You have to toast them, I think, for 15 minutes. To do this again. Oh, maybe I should put orange peel in it too. I need to bolster all of these flavors. All right, I do have some sweet orange peel. There's not a whole lot left in here. I'm literally just gonna dump the contents of this bag. It's like less than a tablespoon. Okay, stay tuned. Chocolate orange. Let's see how it's doing, shall we? On the 26th, test of the gravity is 1.024, and I added a 1/2 tablespoon of sweet orange peel, which is still in here. So I also toasted another 1/4 cup of cacao nibs to put back in here because it needed more chocolate. And I also added 0.16 ounces of mocha oak. Now I put those in a bag. I don't know how much was actually imparted. I should have just let them float, hang out, and then I've racked everything all together. And then the 1st of July, I removed the oak. The 3rd, I removed the chocolate. And now today is the 16th of July. That sweet orange peel, I tasted this yesterday just to kind of get a feel for what might need to be done today. I think it imparted a little bit of a bitterness to the mead. Some things you don't want to let sit for too long, you know, and I haven't specifically researched whether or not orange peel will do that. It's not bad. We'll see if that just comes out over time. On the nose and the palate, so much more like chocolate. And true chocolate, not like when you just throw cacao nibs in. That kind of chocolate is so muddled, it doesn't really like hit as chocolate on the palate. You really do have to toast them first. That makes all the difference. I'm gonna rack this and then we are going to add sparkloid. My first time using a clearing agent, so it's a little bit of an adventure. I came up a little bit early just because there was this little flippin' orange peel that was trying to sneak in. There is quite a bit of haze at the bottom anyways. Sometimes you lose a little more than maybe you wanted to. So this is not looking too bad, but there is a haze and I do want that to go away. This is definitely not a gallon, but the math that I did for sparkloid is a gallon. So what I figured out from some maths is to take this down to a gallon. I would need 8 teaspoons of boiling water and 1/2 teaspoon of sparkloid. So technically what I could do is mix that up and then just add slightly less. Boiling water, got the sparkles, and then you let it sit for 5 minutes before you add it to your mead. All right, oh, I need to taste it, duh. Let this open up a little bit. It feels drier on the palate than I want it to. It needs a honey boost. I think it needs just a little bit more sweetness to balance it out a bit better. So I think I'm gonna take a 1/2 cup of orange blossom honey. I'm not gonna need a whole lot for this. All right, let's add this in, shall we? I'm a little bit nervous, actually. I think I want a funnel. There we go. Oh yes, good and hazy now, baby. Let's take a gravity reading. Sparkloid, add most of it. Not quite all of it. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of potassium metabisulfite because it helps prevent against, you know, oxidation. Now we just wait for it to clear and that's ready to bottle. I think it's gonna be good where it is. Anyway, that's it for now. Fast forward here to bottling day. All right, here we are. It has almost been 2 months since bottling this, and I'm ready to try it. I'm ready to officially try it for y'all. Let's see. Still as it should be. There is just the slightest amount of stuff at the bottom of this bottle, which honestly is probably just honey. It definitely smells like chocolate and orange on the nose. Both the chocolate and the orange, smell-wise, I think are still kind of forming. All right, let's try it. Ooh, okay. Wow. Oh, my brain is like going a million miles an hour. This has changed a lot, a lot. Orange juice takes a while to, I don't know, defunkify. That is not a word. So you start out just like this light, smooth orange, and then the chocolate sort of seeps in and it sort of does like this kind of thing. It was so pleasant. And there's such a good honey note. I mean, it ended sweet. It's 10.5%. There might not be enough tannin in there for the amount of acid that's present. So it might be slightly unbalanced. The sweetness level's great though. This is pretty dope. And I like round 2 much more than round 1. Round 1, I did some things differently. I didn't toast the cacao nibs. Toasting them really does improve that true chocolate flavor. And I had used part melter honey, but that added more of a malty edge, whereas this is so much like a sort of cleaner, smooth sailing. I really like this version. So I'm glad that this is what I made a video of instead of the first version, to be honest. This is an easy drink. I just love the cacao finish. Like it's still there. The orange goes away and you just get chocolate. It's really nice. If you haven't yet tried it, try it out. I'm sure some things could be done differently from what I did that can make it better. It'll be really interesting to try this after a year. It's been a little under 2 months since I bottled it, and it's very drinkable right now, but 6 months to a year? Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. I know it's quite long having everything wrapped up into one, but I do think that it makes for easier viewing. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried a recipe similar to this or if you want to try this one. Hey, pretty awesome. I do have Patreon, I've got memberships, I have Instagram, I've got those sorts of things. Anyway, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you around in my next video. Bye.